The following video is unofficial and is no way linked to any of the actors or production companies. This is fan-based and for non-profit. We at Shorty O'Connell Studios do not own any rights to footage used. Please enjoy.
Karl Pilkington, a modern-day legend, a modern-day mystery. Here we look at what Karl did on other days.
Then suddenly, because I don't know all the facts and figures, I'll sort of go, oh yeah, maybe you're right. If this is Hollywood, forget it.
Hi, as a little extra, I thought you could meet a friend of mine. I talk about him in the show, Karl Pilkington. I thought it would be nice for you to get to know him a little bit better. So please meet Karl Pilkington.
Alright.
Alright?
Yeah.
Good, yeah. Look at his little roundy, baldy, manky head.
Are you getting that,
yeah? Right, Karl, a lot of subjects we touch on in the stand-up and in politics in general.
Yeah.
Things like race, disability, sexuality, law and order, crime and punishment. And I want to go through those with you and find out your views on those subjects and thereby the general public getting to know you better. So let's go for it, shall we? Okay, start off with race, a big political issue. Race, what do you think about race?
We're just all the same, aren't we, at the end of the day?
Good, yeah.
I mean, some of us age better than others. Yeah?
What do you mean?
Chinese.
Well, what do you mean? They age better than us?
No, they age worse than us.
What's that based on?
Just when you see them.
Yeah, but you don't know how old they are.
No, but you never see a sort of a 35-year-old one.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What do you mean you don't see a 35-year-old one?
Right, we're in London, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Chinatown.
Yeah.
So I walk through there a lot, right? And they just always look old.
Yeah, but they might be old.
No, they're not.
Yeah, why do you?
Not.
What? You can't say that, Karl.
No, you see some that are about probably about 30, right? And I'm not having a go, but normally when they're about 20, they're good looking.
Right.
You think they're all right?
Yeah.
See one who's 30, forget it. They just age overnight. It's like a pear.
What do you mean, though?
It just happens.
What is your evidence for this? Chinese people age very... Some of the oldest people... I think the oldest man in the world is Chinese, at 120.
Yeah, he says he's 120. It's probably about 40. Telling you, fact. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not having a go. I like them. Keep themselves to themselves and that. They're all right. But so that's race. That's done.
So that's brilliant. That's it. We've covered race.
They say it all started with a big bang. But what I wonder is, right, was it a big bang, or did it just seem big because there was no other noise to drown it out at the time? Do you know what I mean? I like learning stuff and that, so that's why I went round the museum to have a look, you know, what I could learn and stuff. I thought, oh, I'll have a look at the meteorites, that could be quite interesting, you know, see an old rock. And you go in there and you look at a rock and you think, oh yeah, that's amazing, that's old, it's come from another planet or something, right? But then the edge is taken off it because that isn't the only one. Do you know what I mean? Just have one big one, and that to me would be more impressive than having a room full of them. We've got the same problem with the dinosaurs. Just have one, just have the best one. I mean, look, how many do you need? Got that one. Not surprised they went extinct, they're all in here. I just think we know too much. And when you look at the things that we can do now, you know, you can change body parts and that, can't you? I remember reading about a woman. She was about 8 years old, right? She'd had a new lung, a new heart, liver. I think she was waiting for a kidney. You just think, well, enough's enough. Do you know what I mean? If your body's that sort of done in, call it a day. If it was a car, you'd scrap it, wouldn't you? You wouldn't keep putting new bits on it. And I just think, even though it's clever and everything, we've got to get to a point where we stop doing stuff like that, because I think there's too many people in the world. But that's how we are. That's the problem with knowledge, isn't it? The more we know, the more we interfere. I do wonder that if there was a dinosaur knocking about now, I wonder if they'd save it. Even though it was going around running riot, I do wonder if they'd go, oh well, we don't want it to become extinct. It's like the panda, isn't it? You say that's dying out, but what do they do anyway? Do you know what I mean? Whenever you see them, they're just sat in the woods eating. This dead one here is probably just as active as one that's alive. So, if you want to see one, just come and see this. That's life, innit? That's what happens. Things come and go, like the dodo did. That died out because it was designed badly, and then that sort of got replaced by the chicken. But at no point have I been getting stressed out that the dodo isn't knocking about anymore. Things move on. You know what I mean? Just don't interfere with nature and that.
I think it's to increase her profile in the States, because she's trying to release her...
A decent meal and increase her profile.
Absolutely right. There they are. This is the guy, obviously, they're about to gay up tonight, Johnny, I take it.
So
Or
he's
is it that
straight.
man?
Is he straight, that fella there?
Yeah, one of these guys is straight. Let's
Him.
play Guess the Straight. Who's straight out of these three? Come on, who's your money on?
The fella with the black
Go on.
t-shirt on.
You think black t-shirt?
Yeah,
it's got to be him.
Yeah.
Too Bad is raging. Look at Too Bad. Actually, now
He's gayer than those flowers.
Absolutely right. Karl Pilkington.
So what is the deal with this? Because I have never seen it. I'm fascinated with gay people. And
Right,
stuff.
it's brilliant. I know you've got a fascination there, mate, and I'm with you on it.
Yeah.
There's 5 gay American men,
Right.
and it's a makeover show. It's like an extreme makeover show. Every week, 5 gay American men get 1 straight American male,
And make him
try and gay him up. Yeah, try and gay his lifestyle up. So not only do they work on his clothes, they do his hair, they do his makeup.
What are they going to do to his hair?
Going to do a little bit of that.
I don't know. Maybe it's going to be an Elton John style wig. Maybe, who knows? They also do the gaff. They redecorate the furnishings, the soft furnishings, the decor, absolutely everything. It's a great show.
And do they ever turn by the end of it?
Go on, mate. What's that?
Do they ever turn? Do you know what I mean? Do they ever turn?
Do they ever
gay?
become gay?
Because-
I don't think it's happened yet.
But
I
there's
don't think it's happened
a
yet.
different straight guy every week.
Different straight guy every week.
But
And
could they do that? Could they do that with getting 5 straight blokes and trying to turn a gay fella straight?
Yeah, now, this is it. See? Now, what would happen then?
There'd be uproar.
There would be
That's
uproar.
not fair.
See, I worked somewhere once, right, Justin?
Go on, mate.
That was sort of run by gay people.
Go on.
Right, I've got nothing against them, they're nice fellas and stuff.
Yeah.
But my mate worked there for a little bit longer than I did.
Right, what happened? What happened to him?
Turned gay.
Oh, my God.
Honestly, seriously, Justin, I'm not winding you up.
Seriously.
He
How
was
much
straight
longer?
behind you.
Carl, I've told you
How
before, it
much
didn't
longer?
turn me
Oh,
gay.
He's still.
I think you're going to say like a day.
No. He sort of got into their lifestyle and was
Really?
like, I'm into this.
So it can happen.
Their lifestyle.
Oh, it's outrageous. This is outrageous. Can you say where you worked? It wasn't XFM, was it? It's not XFM.
It's another radio station.
Right, okay, so you worked at another radio station. You had a mate there who was straight as they come.
Tell you what, right?
Go on, mate.
This is how bad it got there.
Right, go on.
It's called, I hope this doesn't get...
Just say it, mate. Just don't worry about it.
The
Say it.
station's called Piccadilly.
Right.
Right, well, listen, it got nicknamed Pick-a-Willy because it turned into like this gay FM type station.
This is Manchester, isn't it?
It's in Manchester.
Come on.
Did you just look and go, my work here is
I
done?
left.
And you left?
I said, hang on a minute. Do you know what I mean? I
Was
want a
anybody
job in.
gay before you joined them?
Bloody hell.
Or was it like some kind of...
It just went mental there. Do you know what I mean?
So it was a radio station just run by like the gay mafia,
That's what it turned into.
and you had a mate, and what did they do to him, Carl? What did they do
I
to
don't
him?
know what happened.
How did
like
it
I say,
start?
it was just like me. He was going in, doing his job and
Yeah,
what have you.
yeah.
Next thing I know, is like, going out late.
Yeah.
Is looking after himself, looking a bit sharp
Yeah,
and
go on.
stuff.
Go on.
He just turned gay.
That's gay.
Bloody hell. So, but it didn't happen overnight. This was like a gradual thing.
2 weeks.
Christ.
How did you know he turned gay, though?
Yeah,
Was
go
it
on.
just that he'd had a nice haircut and
No,
had
he
been out till
started
midnight?
going out with a lad.
Oh, bloody hell, that's going to do it. Yeah, absolutely, that's going to do it. Tonight we'll be playing Reset. You play it, it's weird.
Carl, what would you rather do, right? I sort of put you in a ball, squash your head, right? Tie your head to your knees, like that, right? You have to walk around like that, right? Until you're formed, totally formed. So that's like the rest of your life. Just keep that for a year in a cage, and your head's like knees, right? You have to walk like that, going, right? Oh Christ! Or I do facial surgery on you, right? And you've got no face at all. I sew up your mouth and nose, right, and lines like that, right, and you're just fed with a tube in your stomach and a breathing equipment.
So no eyes.
Yeah, no eyes, no nose, no mouth, no nothing. I'll take your ears off, right? So you're deaf, dumb, blind. You're breathing through a little thing there. You're being fed straight into your stomach.
And what's the problem with the head on the knees?
Well, you're in pain. You can't use to walk like a crab everywhere.
But I can still hear and see.
Yeah.
Like that one.
Yeah. What would you do? What's the first thing you do when you get out of the cage?
How long have I been in the cage for?
A year. Just crying yourself to sleep.
I'd call Suzanne, just warn her.
What would you say?
I'd just say, look, I'm coming home. Long story. Can you come and open the door?
We talk about disability in the show. What are your views on the disabled?
What sort of disabilities?
Well, what sort are they?
Well, as soon as you mention disabilities, I'm thinking Elephant Man, rather than just in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Because they get looked after, they get ramps and that, don't they? They're all right. But
they're loving it. They love those ramps, don't they?
No, but
they can't get enough of those ramps. In and out of libraries like nobody's business.
There's different. I mean, you know that I'm into freaks and that. No, again, I'm not. You know, it seems like I'm just having a go all the time. But they fascinate me.
Like, what do you mean? What is a freak to you, though?
Something that you look at and you go, you know, you do a double take. Steve Merchant. Just odd stuff.
Right, okay. Like what though?
When was it when they used to have sideshows and that, and they'd take them out, like the pinheads and all that? Nothing's changed, has it? You know what I mean? People still like to see a two-headed kid or whatever.
Who likes to see a two-headed... That's what you mean, isn't it? You like to see a two-headed kid? There's no such thing.
You're having a laugh?
No, there's not a two-headed kid. He's got that book. Is it true you carry this book round with you?
This is a book, right, of the 50 sort of weirdest things in the world.
50 weirdest things?
It's a rundown, right? It's a rundown, it's a little chart. Yeah. Right? At number 50, don't know if you can get this, two-headed fella. That's at number 50. So what's at number 1?
It's not two heads.
Of course it's two heads.
It's not two heads.
Can they see that or what?
Yeah.
What do you mean it's not two heads?
Well, it's not. I mean, it's weird. I'll give you. I mean, that's not a normal look. I will give you that. I mean, I don't think he could be sorted out with the salon, but it's not strictly two heads, is it? But I don't know, if you like it, that's good then. So
right. Well, that's at like number 50 and that. There's loads of stuff in.
Do you want to run through some of your favourite freaks with me?
Just got to watch it. It's getting a bit worn out. Some of my favourites, yeah. Just normal lad, yeah. He looks normal there. Just nice little head, nice little haircut and that. Nice top, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. 3 legs. 3-legged fella. And he's quite happy with it. The annoying thing is, right? Yeah. 3 legs.
Yeah.
You know what his job was?
No.
3-legged juggler. What's the point of that?
What do you mean the point of it?
Well, who was his careers advisor there?
What should he have done?
Well, he's got 3 legs, isn't it? So any footballer, whatever, jogger.
A jogger.
You know what I mean?
Oh God.
So you got that in there. He's at number 23.
Oh God.
There's loads of odd diseases. I mean, you were talking about like disabilities and that. Sometimes it's not a disability. Sometimes just people have got weird stuff. There's one here, right? Again, just a normal family photo going on. Yeah, everyone's sort of stood around the piano with the little mate who's got that aging disease. And it's not funny, is it? But look at him. Sat around the piano, singing happy birthday for the 8th time that day. Right? Just weird stuff like that. Weird, isn't it?
Oh, God.
It fascinates me. It's not having a go. It's just odd stuff. I like odd stuff. So is that classed as disabilities?
Well, I'd have thought so.
That's what I think of them then. I mean, what other famous sort of freaks are they?
See, I don't think they even like being called freaks. I think if you're born with an extra leg, and the midwife says, "Well done, Mr. and Mrs. Chalmers, you've given birth to a £9 freak." I think, you know what I mean. The freak isn't a term that I think they use.
Well, how do they break it to them? I mean, do they sort of just slip it in so they go, right, we've got one leg out and here's the other 2? just slip it in that way. How do they do it? Like the Elephant Man.
Yeah.
You know, that's my favourite film. You know that.
Why is it your favourite film though?
Just because it's a brilliant film. It's sad. It just makes you think, oh, you know, glad I haven't got a big head.
Yeah. You must wake up every day and you're thankful you've got a normal shaped head.
You say that, but it's round.
Perfectly spherical.
What shape should heads be?
Well, it's not perfectly spherical, is it? There's not. Most people don't look like a tennis ball.
So where were we? Elephant Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favourite film.
See, you know that wasn't his real name. You know his name was John Merrick.
But the doctors did use the Elephant Man as the name, so they knew what his problem was before he turned up. Otherwise, you're wasting time looking at filing systems. When they say John Merrick's coming in at 3 and the doctor's like, oh, what's his problem? Wasting time. They go, Elephant Man's in. They go, right, get some more bums in. Do you know what I mean? Fact.
Hi, TV's Ricky Gervais here. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my new book that's coming out this autumn. It's called Ricky Gervais Presents The World of Karl Pilkington. With me, Karl Pilkington.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a book, some of the ideas and some of the chats and some of the stuff we came up with in the podcast. The world record-breaking podcast, The Ricky Gervais Show. So, what are you doing there?
Just doing some drawings for it, just to go with the stories and that we talk about, some of the ideas and stuff.
What's that?
This one?
Mm.
Well, it's Auntie Nora, isn't it? When she farted for 5 minutes. That's like when she had the wind there, just coming out there. She, like, had wind for 5 minutes.
Oh, good.
So just sort of pictures and that.
So we could put this into the book of prize, could we?
Yeah.
Thumbs and that.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty sure that we would have got on alright without the thumb.
Yeah.
But if we couldn't, how about a thumb with one big finger?
That works, doesn't it? It's just that idea I had. So now I went to school with. Yeah, well, there's a picture of them. The two kids who had big heads. They also had like webbed hands. So they got by all right. They didn't struggle with stuff. So I just thought, you know, if everyone had hands like them, less fingers, less messing about.
Good. Maybe Richard and Judy can include this in their book club. Put a baby in a room with no contact with outside world. Why?
Well, just to find out if, you know, it becomes gay or straight or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is it the outside world that's making them gay or straight? Is it, you know what I mean?
And how long would you leave a baby in a room?
I don't know. How long does it take to go gay? I don't know, like 20 years or something.
Oh, right, good. You're sticking a baby in a room for 20 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, you know, feed it and stuff. So through the letterbox and that. Don't go mental.
And what would this be for Channel 4, would it?
If they want to televise it, they can do. But I'm just saying, just do it if it's not for the telly.
Good. Well, people are rushing to buy that book. That's Ricky Gervais presents The World of Karl Pilkington. It's the sort of book that you'd find written in shit under the floorboards of a serial killer's house. Brilliant. Well, good luck.
Cheers.
Put my name to that.
I think holidays are pretty stressful. Because you always sort of end up doing stuff that you don't really want to do. It's just that suddenly you've got sort of free time on your hands that you're not used to. Last proper holiday that we had, right, went to Lanzarote, and it's sold as Lanzarote, the volcanic island, which isn't a great nickname to have, is it? You know what I mean? Might as well have Lanzarote, the disaster zone. Welcome, right? But spent the week on coaches going round looking at like different volcanoes, and none of them are active. So basically, spent time looking in big holes. Britain's too expensive though, isn't it, to sort of have weekends away and stuff. Some point last year we went away somewhere and ended up having a walk around this sort of seal sanctuary. 14 quid. They weren't doing anything because they're ill. They weren't jumping through hoops and all that. They were just floating about, hardly moving. 14 quid. I mean, I'm not having a go, do you know what I mean? If 6 seals have to have somewhere to go, but don't charge me to come in. Or at least let me see them again when they're better. I think the best place I've been is Rome. It's pretty amazing. Just the amount of old stuff they've got. You know what I mean? Every corner you turn, it's like, oh, look at that. That's old, isn't it? But then again, that's the problem with it as well. Because once you've been, there's no need to go back because nothing changes. Do you know what I mean? Once you've seen the Colosseum, they don't do it up. I think it's clever though how Rome have managed to do that. They've kept basically what is a load of old stuff. Right? There's no overheads. Just leave it. The older it gets, the better. And yet people are paying to go over there and have a look at it. Whereas if the Colosseum was here, right, you'd have people saying, "Oh, that's a mess. Get it knocked down." We're talking about going to the moon. Trips to the moon, that's what they're working on. I don't fancy that. I mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing there, is there? I mean, Neil Armstrong, that spaceman, he's been, hasn't he? But he hasn't been back, so can't have been that good. At the end of the day, it's just one big rock. You might as well go to Lanzarote, if that's what you want.
Is to sleep, they're sharing a tent. I've only got one. Well, they've got one tent between them, have they?
Yeah.
But why don't they take two? A tent's not that big.
Oh, yeah.
So are they fighting now, or what? It was cold outside, he said, "Come in my tent." And then that happens.
What do you think, Carl?
I'm still none the wiser as to why they do that. Are they both gay?
I think if you have sex with another bloke, you're generally considered gay.
If you're willing to pop your John Thomas up, John or Thomas,
Yeah.
I think you could be considered.
As a rule of thumb.
What I mean is, if they're mates, they're going across the western, whatever it's called, right? Across the west, on their horses. They say, come in here, it's cold, don't be sleeping out there by that rock. Get in the tent. They get in the tent, there's still no mention of gayness. Then, one of them does that.
I know. Well, I don't know.
It must have been planned, is what I'm saying.
No.
How do you know what your job is?
No.
It's
What
not
do you mean,
like
how do you know what your job
because
is?
a man and a woman, it's like, well, we know what we've got to do here, but with them, there's different options. So how did they know what the job, whose job was what?
are you saying, how did they know who was on top, so to speak?
Yeah, because it all happened pretty quick.
I think you fight for it. I think it's first dibs, isn't it? Like bunks. Like bunk beds, isn't it? I don't know the rules. I don't
Well, I don't know what the rules are.
I don't know what the rules are.
But
But then what happens then, Steve, after that night?
because of the difficulties and constraints of the time in which they live, they have to live a lie. So they both get married to wives, but they maintain their love affair across the years and the decades.
Yeah, but don't the wives get suspicious when they keep saying we're going camping again this weekend?
Well, you're very right. They do.
But you wouldn't suspect a cowboy, would you? Except the one in Village People.
Yeah.
I thought he was the only cowboy.
He's fairly.
Is a little bit iffy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He hangs around with a Native American who's normally the antithesis of the cowboy. The cowboy and the Indian, they hate each other.
They hate each other, yeah, I know.
But they're hanging out. So are you going to watch the rest of the film now? Has it whet your appetite?
Could the film still happen even if they weren't gay? Is it just a cowboy film, but that's a bit of filler? Let's just have another watch and see if there's anything else.
Oh, does he want to watch it again?
Are you sure you want to watch it again?
Listen, if you want to watch it again, watch it again.
Yeah.
No, I'm just...
What?
But no, if you want to watch it again.
If you want to watch it again, watch it again.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to watch it again.
If you want to watch it again. Sexuality. What do you think of gay and lesbian issues?
Each to their own.
Absolutely.
I mean, I had one working for me. Right?
One. You had one, yeah? Good.
Gay fella. Yeah.
Do you have a name or?
Yeah. But again, it's like how Doctor said Elephant Man's in. I'd sort of say, is gay fella in? They go, yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's just quicker. Problem with him was, right, it's gay stuff that he got to, whatever, you know, each to their own and that.
Like what? What sort of gay stuff did they
Well,
get to?
what they do stuff, don't they? But this lad, he saw he's coming late because he'd stay out late. And that's what they all do. They're always tired. That's what they do. So,
Okay.
gays, you know, the gays are alright.
Gays are alright, are they? Good. How important do you think education is?
I haven't got that much. I'm alright, aren't I?
I mean, any form of education. I don't just mean that you can learn things. I
You
mean,
can know too much though, can't you? And then you worry about stuff.
What sort of thing? What do you mean?
Just stuff like if you watch the news, you start going, oh, there's a war on and that. Don't watch it. It's like, no worries. Do you know what I mean? You got Einstein.
Yeah.
He knew loads. Look at the state of him.
What do you mean? Look at the state
Well,
of it.
he looks a bit of a mess, doesn't he?
Right.
Whereas, I don't know, look at a caveman or whatever, with no worries. Fairly healthy looking, good hair. You know what I mean? They're not bald, they're not stressed out.
Because you've lost a lot of hair. Do you think that's from all this knowledge that's shooting around in your head?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. I could do without, you know, some of the knowledge I've got on that.
I think we need some evidence, though. I think we want to know some of the knowledge you've got.
Like what? What do you want to know?
Like, I remember talking to you about the nature of infinity once, and there's a lovely model that shows the nature of infinity, where they say an infinite amount of chimps, an infinite amount of typewriters will type the complete works of Shakespeare, and you couldn't grasp that. You couldn't.
Wouldn't happen. Wouldn't happen. I think you know it wouldn't happen, but you say it would to annoy me.
No, because it works by definition, because it's the nature of infinity.
It doesn't matter.
If infinite means if they did everything at random, it's just random, forever and ever, eventually they type everything.
It wouldn't.
They've checked. What do you mean it wouldn't?
It wouldn't. There'd always be mistakes.
There will be mistakes. They'd do the complete works of Shakespeare an infinite amount of times.
Yeah, but do you mean they'd actually do it from start to finish? Or chapter? They might get a chapter done. You go, right, well done.
It's not about.
No.
No, there's no feedback to it. It's just that everything being done, they will eventually do everything every time. They'll get it wrong an infinite amount of times. They'll get every letter wrong an infinite amount of times.
Say monkey.
Doesn't matter whether it's an infinite amount of monkeys.
Well, how does the other one know what the first one did?
It doesn't matter. They've chosen monkeys not because they're thinking about it to take thought out of it. They want it to be random.
Yeah, but when they hand over, when
Who
their
hands
shift's
over? What do you mean they shift?
The monkey. The monkey's done whatever shift pattern they're on.
They're not on a shift pattern. Infinity. You work from now, forever.
One monkey.
What difference does it make if it's one monkey for an infinite amount of time or an infinite amount of monkeys?
Because you can believe it if it was one monkey doing it. Because he's going to get better, isn't he, as time goes on.
It's nothing to do with their consciousness. It's nothing to do with them thinking about it. What do you mean he'd get better?
He'd get better if he's doing it on his own. If it's just the one monkey, he knows what he's done.
It's nothing to do with knowing what you've done. It's just a random process to show the nature of infinity.
With no errors. It wouldn't happen. Seriously, people, I think you're winding me up on that one. It wouldn't happen. And it hasn't happened.
Because we haven't had an infinite amount of monkeys.
We've had years though, haven't we? There hasn't been one publication from a monkey. They've been around longer than us. That's what I'm saying.
They've been around longer than us.
You're laughing, but I think you know it doesn't happen. A woman came up to me. She said, "Oh, excuse me, you go to the gym much?" So I was going to lie, but they find out, don't they? They say, "Where do you go?" and all that, and how many star jumps can you do? She said, "No, what's probably putting you off?" She said, "The fact that it's hard work." She said, "It doesn't need to be hard work." She said, "Come to my class." She said, "What we do on Wednesday nights, breathing classes teaching you how to breathe." I said, "I'm 32, I think I've got the hang of it." She said, "No, it's not that." I said, "Forget it." See, I think the reason there's so many gyms in London is because of the amount of gay people who are here now. And I'm not having a go. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, gay people, they always sort of like to look after themselves, don't they? They're always sort of muscly and that, sort of tight t-shirts and stuff. Whenever you see them, I'm not looking out for them. I'm just saying, when I do see them, they're sort of muscly and that. So because there's more of them, more gyms are needed. But then the problem is, the more gyms we have, the less other shops we have, because the space they take up. The other weekend, I just wanted to do some painting and decorating in the flat. Right, thought, right, I need some brushes and some paint. You wouldn't think that'd be hard to find in London. Yet couldn't find anywhere. Couldn't find any sort of hardware shop, DIY shop. Yeah, if I had an urge to do some sit-ups, you know what I mean, I'd be spoilt for choice. I look in some of my girlfriend's magazines, and it's all like, eat this, don't eat that, drink water. The amount of times people are telling me, "Oh, you don't drink enough water, you." Your dad's like 60 odd, right? I've never seen him have a pint of water, yet they're telling us we should have like 7 pints a day or something. And then they wonder why there's a water drought on. There was a fella on the telly the other week who was saying we only get so many heartbeats in a lifetime. So we shouldn't be wasting them, should we? We shouldn't be running around lifting weights and all that. Now look at the tortoise. Never rushes about, right? Yeah, it lives to be about 250 years old. You know what I mean? When's the last time you heard about a tortoise having a heart attack? Doesn't happen. And they keep coming up with daft ways of sort of keeping fit, don't they? Paintball. You know what I mean? Chucking paint at each other. I don't know where they're getting the paint from. Just been in the zoo, having a look around and that. Went into the aquarium. Mental, the amount of fish that are knocking about. They keep saying like, sea levels are rising and all this, and it's because the icebergs are melting. It's not to do with the icebergs melting, it's because there's too many fish in it. Do you know what I mean? Get rid of some of the fish, the water will drop. Simple. Basic science. There you go, there's a little fish. And another one, same as the last one really, just swimming about doing nothing. Pointless. The weirdest thing that I saw in there is it's got to be this. Right, look at that little sloth. It's called a sloth, right? Which suggests that it's lazy, and yet we're saving them. Look at it. I mean, the zoo shuts at like 5:30, right? So animals can have a kip. So by rights, that should be awake now. 14 quid a pay to come in here. Look, can't even be bothered opening its eyes. I don't know if it's cruel or not to sort of have them in there. You know what I mean? Look, that one's not stressed out. If you look at it, looks quite happy. So, don't know why they worry about it. It's the same the way people sort of moan about drugs being tested on animals. I sort of think, well, it depends, doesn't it? If the drug's aspirin and the monkey's got headache, is it tight? Do you know what I mean? I'm always looking on the internet to see what weird stuff's knocking about, because they're always finding new sort of, you know, new creatures and stuff. They've found this spider in the jungle, right? 3 foot long, eats chicken. It's weird, isn't it? See, people moan saying, oh, you shouldn't lock animals up and all the rest of it, but to be honest, I wish it was locked up in there. The idea that that's roaming about in a jungle, get it locked up. And what's weird is, why have they only just found that? 3 foot long, do you know what I mean? It's, how have they missed that? Noah made a bit of an error when, you know, he saved everything. I would have had like a little checklist as we were all getting on. Do you know what I mean? Someone checking them out, quizzing them. Right, what's getting on here? Right, it's a giraffe. What do they do? No, right, leave them. Next.
What do you think of the old people? What do you think of the old issues?
What do you mean?
What do you think about, you know, but isn't it a shame that people work with their life and then just get a little state pension? That
Oh, they do all right for themselves, don't they, old people?
What do they do?
Just potter about, don't they? They just potter. They don't need much money as you get older.
What do they spend it on, do they?
Ornaments. Which are fading out, aren't they? We won't have ornaments in a few years' time. No one buys ornaments now. It's always older people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just as you get older, I mean, things are changing all the time. It's like I've said to you about old people that don't have Twixes, they don't eat Twix, but they like ornaments. So that generation, do you know what I mean? Things change.
What do you mean old people don't like Twix?
You never see an old man having a Twix. You never see one eating one.
Well, how would you know?
Because you see them, don't you, sat about having Werthers or whatever, but you never see them sat there tucking into a Twix.
I've never thought about it.
Well, that's because you haven't seen one, so think about it. If you saw a fella eating one, you go, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Brilliant. Let's start with capital punishment. Do you believe in the death penalty?
Yeah, if they know for certain that.
Well, how do you know for certain?
If they say I did it.
Well, people have confessed before and been lying, haven't they, to get attention or something?
Why would you lie?
You might be protecting someone else. The love of a parent for their child who's committed a terrible crime might say, I did it. There's loads of reasons. How can you kill someone? How can you make that a definitive ending when you can never know if
Because that person wouldn't do it again, because then they'd know, wouldn't they?
What?
Say if I did a murder.
Yeah.
You said, I'll take the rap for it.
Yeah.
Right? You go and get hung.
Yeah.
I can't do a murder again because they'll go, so it wasn't him. It was Karl.
There's loads of reasons people. If you're mental, if you're a serial killer, you don't stop because you think you might get caught.
So what are you asking me?
I was asking you, do you believe in the death penalty?
No. Well, what do you want me to say? I don't know what the right answer is.
Well, it's what you think. We're having a discussion.
I said if they've done it and that, yeah, do them in, yeah.
Could you pull the rope? Could you release the guillotine?
Why am I getting involved in it?
Well, if you believe in it, surely if you believe in it, you should be able to stand by it.
Well, which one is it? Which one have I got to do? What button am I pressing?
Does it matter?
Well, yeah, it's different, isn't it?
Well, you wouldn't hang someone, but you'd...
So what do you do when you hang someone? You kick the stool away? What do you do?
Well, it probably is, I don't know. It's probably more sophisticated now. It used to be a trap door, didn't it?
So you just go like that. It's an easy gig. That's a job. That's someone's job.
Okay then. Okay, we're not getting anywhere here. If you had to be killed, right, would you rather be hung, beheaded, burnt at the stake, or lethal injection?
Probably injection.
Definitely. It's a, you just go to sleep. What if I tell you everything else is the same, but with a lethal injection, as he injects you, he just slips his finger up your arse for a laugh?
Why would that happen? Is that in small print? Have they told me that before?
I'm just saying, would it make a difference if you're going to die anyway? So he just lay down like that, like, he just injects you, and he goes, okay, just...
But why is he doing that?
What?
Why is he doing that?
Just for a laugh, why not?
For a laugh?
Well, if he's killing you, if you're worthless to society, why doesn't he might as well put his finger up your arse? What's to you? It doesn't make any difference to you, does it? You're going to die in a minute.
And do I know he's going to do this?
Yeah,
I'm not happy.
So what is it then? Lethal injection with a finger up the arse? Hanging?
I'm not happy with the finger up the arse.
No, you're not. But surely you're not happy being put to death.
I'd just say, hang on a minute, why are you putting gloves on? Why are you getting that finger out to get my arse?
Because maybe he doesn't put gloves on. Why does he put gloves on?
Well, I'm not happy with that.
But it's nothing to do with you, Karl.
Well, what do you have?
I'd have lethal injection without the finger up my arse. That's not your choice, though. You've done an awful crime.
I'm not having finger up the arse. Hang me then.
Well, you'd rather be hung than lethal injection with just popping a finger up your arse.
I don't want that. So
Okay.
what are my other options?
Have your head cut off.
You know about the... Are you still alive for about 30 seconds after you've had your head cut off?
Wouldn't have thought so.
You see, this is, again, you believe the monkeys typing away.
Well, it's nerve reactions, isn't it? You're not alive as such.
Well, they got them to walk years ago, whenever they did the last sort of head chopped off thing. Yeah. How long ago was that?
I don't know.
A few years ago, wasn't it? Yeah. And they said to him, right, you're going to die in that. You've come to terms with it. Yeah. Have a bit of fun, right?
Finger up the arse?
No. Going to do a white line on the pavement.
Bollocks. How could they tell him that that's what they were going to do? So he was meant to what? Remember this and walk the white line without a fucking head?
Well, this is what they did.
Well, no.
They painted a white line, right?
Yeah.
They said to him, right, we're going to cut your head off.
Yeah.
There's the line, have a look now, right, so you know where it is.
Karl, think what you're saying. How is he going to remember it without a head?
No, you remember, you remember...
Where's the memory? Where's the memory in his legs? Where do you think you store memory? In your fucking arms?
Yeah, but if you do it quick enough, if it's like, go, and you
no, he's
plonk him
his
there,
head.
and he's walking, and he walked...
No, it's bollocks, bollocks.
He did 35 steps.
Bollocks.
It's not bollocks, though.
Because how can the body remember what his head was told a few seconds ago? His head's now in a basket.
Yeah.
The body doesn't go, what was I meant to do? I know, I was meant to walk along.
Well, they did it. It was a test.
Well, no, it wouldn't happen. You're talking shit again.
Okay.
Believe in absolute bollocks.
So is you with the monkeys and the Shakespeare. That's what annoys me.
It's not about monkeys, is it? It's about random.
Yeah.
So you'd have lethal injection?
Lethal injection, yeah.
I think that is best. Well, thanks very much, Karl Pilkington.
Rumors spreading round United Texas town about the shack outside the game. And you know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you wanna go to that home out on the range. They got a lot of nice girls.